So, turns out if you make a game that doesn't actively insult its own audience, you might just strike gold. Shocking, I know. In a year where most game devs were busy virtue signaling and on Twitter telling players to go out and touch grass, one studio decided to do the unthinkable. Just make a fun game with hot characters and good combat. And wouldn't you know it, the internet lost its mind. Stellar Blade, aka the game that made a bunch of game journalists cry into their cold brew lattes. And I gotta say, let's rewind a little bit. And back in April of last year, Shift Up, a relatively unknown South Korean studio with more style than a Marvel Phase 5 film has substance, dropped Stellar Blade. It was sleek, stylish, unapologetically sexy, and shockingly fun. Cue the gasps. It launched as a PlayStation exclusive and absolutely crushed it. Sales, praise, memes, boom. But now, here we are a year later in June, and Stellar Blade has dropped on PC, and it's rewriting the rulebook. This isn't just doing well, it's Sony's biggest single-player Steam launch ever. That's right, bigger than Spider-Man, bigger than God of War, bigger than Twitter's largest hater list. In the middle of the afternoon, several days after release, the Steam player count was still going strong. I mean, burning a hole through the charts, like a PlayStation fanboy realizing that his PS5 can't compete at all up against a 5060. But not everyone is thrilled. Some game journalists are reacting to this like someone just remade the BioShock Infinite game, but with cleavage. PC Games N, for example, called it underwhelming and boring, which is weird because players, the people actually buying it, seem to disagree a lot. The game's Steam reviews are overwhelmingly positive. Momentum is growing, sales are climbing. You'd think that would be a clue to these guys. But nope, instead of acknowledging maybe, just maybe, people enjoying Stellar Blade for more than the pixel TNA, critics are doubling down on the copium, and I mean they're coping hard. Let's talk about numbers, because apparently those don't lie unless you're a desperate PR team trying to defend Dragon Age Veilguard. Remember when that dropped, the people said the charts didn't matter because, well, actually it's on multi-platforms. Assassin's Creed Shadows, same deal. Big talk, big budget, big failure. But Stellar Blade, it literally came out a year ago on console, then launched on PC today, a full year later. No flashy marketing blitz, no here's 37 minutes of pre-rendered gameplay while our devs cry on Twitter. Just a solid release, and it still crushed both those other games I mentioned in PC numbers. Compare that to Star Wars Outlaws, a much bigger IP, bigger publisher, bigger brand recognition overall, and a PC launch that was basically immediate, and yet its players count, meh. I mean, a few thousand, not even close to Stellar Blade. So what do these journalists do now that the numbers have just completely demolished their predictions in broad daylight? Well, some of them double down.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
Vice, yes, Vice, who somehow found time between writing hit pieces on YouTubers and laying off half their entire newsroom to drop this beautiful headline: Stellar Blade PC launch breaks Steam sale records thanks to thirsty fan base. Ah yes, the old gamer did this explanation, always the fallback when critics can't explain why something they hate is wildly successful. Now, Shift Up has gone on the record saying they think the game's success is largely due to its combat, which to be fair is incredibly polished, satisfying and challenging in all the right ways. But of course, everyone's pretending that Stellar Blade succeeded purely because the character design, because clearly horny players are incapable of appreciating a good parry system. Listen, nobody is denying the appeal of the main character's design. I mean, it's great. It's part of the package. It's a fan service, but fan service well done. And a gameplay loop that's tight. The bosses are memorable. The combat feels great. You don't build this kind of player loyalty on boob physics alone. I mean, just ask the First Descendants, and I rather like the First Descendants, but it couldn't keep up with its momentum. I mean, remember that one? Another live service game with tons of eye candy and a free-to-play hook. It launched hot and then suddenly nosedived harder than a Halo Infinite roadmap. Because guess what? People get bored fast. When the game looks good, the gameplay is mildly good at first, but then you get bored when you realize the game isn't that fun to play and it's not as hyped up as it was meant to be. Stellar Blade, meanwhile, managed to balance both style and substance. That's not a crime, that's what we used to call a good design. But let's enter PC Gamer. And PC Gamer was not happy. They had to take it even further. Gooner Game of the Year. Stellar Blade's mods are overwhelmingly smut, ensuring gamers will never see the light of heaven. Pause. I don't know what's more hilarious, the idea that modding a single player game for fun disqualifies you from eternal salvation, or the fact that PC Gamer thinks this is where the line gets drawn. Being sexy on the internet in 2025. Stop the presses. They literally went full sanctimonious nun mode on this. Stellar Blade is now the Gooner Game trademark. Here's the punchline. Somebody ran the numbers. This wasn't just guesswork. The sex scenes exist in all of these games. Mass Effect, Cyberpunk, Dragon Age, Baldur's Gate 3, and yes, Dragon Age Veilguard. A game that was basically pitched as Tinder with sword. Stellar Blade, nada. And yet, that's the game getting debunked as the Gooner Game trademarked of the year. So why is this game catching so much heat? Easy, because Stellar Blade is unapologetically for gamers. No lectures, no guilt trips, no weird the player is the real villain nonsense. It's just, here's a cool world, a badass combat system, and a hot character in tight clothes. Go have fun. That's it. That's the formula. And it worked. And the people who hate that it worked are the same ones who insisted that Forspoken was a misunderstood masterpiece. Give me a break, please. So what have we learned today, gamers out there? Well, apparently, if you make a video game that focuses on fun, doesn't apologize for its art direction, and delivers an actual gameplay experience, people enjoy and you can still exceed. Even if every blue check media outlet is actively trying to give you your downfall, Stellar Blade didn't just survive the outrage mob, it moonwalked past them with sunglasses on while selling millions of copies. Meanwhile, the games that cater to Reddit discourse and Twitter tantrums flopped like fish in a barrel that never saw the light of day. Moral of the story, ignore the noise, make something people actually want to play. And to the journalists who swore this game was doomed, better luck next hype cycle. Maybe next time let the players decide and just admit that you guys are wrong. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you guys so much. If you enjoyed that video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell as hard as you possibly can, and please come back for more videos just like this. Thank you.